Welcome back to the Two Daddies Judging Baddies podcast.
Judging Baddies.
Where we read internet stories and then we judge people. I just twitched in that intro.
Oh, man. Not the twitchy intro.
That's the twitchy intro. Today we have submissions. We have submissions. Tomorrow, you guys are going to hear us talk about the Tulpa episode from the day before, but we scrapped it. We, honestly, me and Dylan argued for like an hour and a half. And then
both of us did research, too, afterwards to just kind of, I wanted to see how crazy that community was. And then after my research, I realized that, I think my take on the whole thing, though, is like there's bad actors in all groups. Doesn't matter what group it is. And like, I think that was my biggest point that I was trying to bring up, but wasn't really getting around to the point. It was just.
Oh, no, Mike read. So a big thing with Tulpas is that it is full of like people on the spectrum. And because we were just like sexual predators and furries. And then also it was like people who are like disfigured and stuff like that. So
lonely people. Like, I mean, people that don't have, it's hard for them to have romantic and just generalized like friendships and stuff. So people end up to cure their loneliness. They invent tulpas.
So you will never see that episode. Tomorrow, in tomorrow's episode, we will talk about that episode.
Do you know where tulpas actually came from, though?
Where?
It's from Tibetan monks.
That's crazy.
It's a bringing something into existence that doesn't exist. And like, so somehow.
Can I do this with money?
No, I don't think so. Well, yes, it will be in your head. You will be very wealthy in your head.
Nah, that's stupid. That's dumb. I don't believe monk stuff. We had the Walk of Peace come through. And Dylan was like, "You coming to see it, Mike?" I'm like, "I am at a pre-release for Lorwyn Eclipse." So
the fuck is that?
Magic the Gathering. My friend came and picked me up and paid for it, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'll do it." For free? Yeah. I bought him a monster in like as a thanks for paying $45 for a pre-release.
One of our submissions is actually on that. You want to start with that?
Yeah. Is it on Magic the Gathering?
It's on a card shop owner.
All right.
Yep. It's actually the top one.
All right. So today we have all submissions from viewers. So from viewers like you. Thank you. Remember, if you want to submit a story, you can do that on the subreddit MADHD, or you can go to mikeanddylan.com, MikeandDylan.com.
Two daddies. Judging baddies.
The name they would like us to use is Alejandro. And it says, Tales from a Game Shop. Dear Mike and Dylan, found a series of two short, funny stories from the perspective of a game shop worker and dealing with neckbeards at the store. Maybe y'all can read it and Mike can give us his perspective or his own stories from going to game shops. I got so many.
So Alejandro, you said you had 3 stories, but then when I clicked on the links, 2 of them were duplicates. And then I tried to go to the user and find more stories. There was only 2, so I changed it to 2.
So this first one's in Neckbeard Stories. It says, I used to run a game shop. I used to be a general manager of a tabletop game and hobby store. We were in town right by a very large army base, so most of our customers were clean-cut, married soldiers. Good people. They generally played Warhammer for their weekly night out with guys to keep to themselves. I still game with these cats. If a military, that's all Warhammer. It's just military dudes. If a guy served in the military, you'd just be like, hey, Warhammer, he'd be like, fuck yeah, I did that. The other half of my customer base, the ones who played trading cards, were the absolute worst. Neckbeards to end all neckbeards. And every time I thought I'd seen it all, they surprised me again. I had to ban a lewd body pillow after a couple of them brought their girlfriends to the store. That is a real thing. My one female employee was always second away from a rampage with the Friday night magic crowd.
Wait. Okay, I just got what you just said. So wait, you're talking about they bring a body pillow that is their girlfriend?
Body pillow, 3D printouts. Yep.
Okay, because I initially thought that he had a lewd body pillow and then he had to get rid of it. That's what computed in my brain first. And then you were like, yep.
I was at a card shop where a guy had a fucking hentai centerpiece like that you would put on like a mat or something like that. And put that, he was playing against somebody's underage daughter and still put it on his fucking mat. And she was like, hey, can you remove that? And he was, this funny. she was like, hey, can you remove that? And he was like, no, I always play with it. Her dad slapped the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that guy, that was the guy's brother I fought in that one. Yeah, because I was like, his brother always used to come to the card shop. That was that guy's brother. I think we talked about that one on the Mike and Dylan Hate Drama, the early episodes. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, what are you fucking weird motherfuckers? My one female employee was always seconds away from a rampage with the Friday Night Magic crowd. Had to pull her out of working Fridays to prevent the inevitable physical violence. Our worst, or at least the worst that comes to mind at the moment, was Dean, name change for privacy. He checked most of the boxes. Obese, horrible diet, fedora on head, messy eater, and a grade A asshole. That sounds like me sans fedora. Dean had a pungent for lewd diaper furry playmats. Think a giant mouse pad to set your cards on during a game, and definitely didn't have a penchant for bathing. You smelled him before you saw him. He smelled far worse than even the average trading card game player and was in at least his late 20s.
Is that still you?
Pretty close. One evening, he was exceptionally ripe, smelled like the dumpster outside of a daycare, and other card players started complaining. I had a rule that if you smelled like you hadn't bathed, I call out your name loudly and kick you out, telling everyone that you smelled like ass. This angered Dean. He threw a screaming fit, ranting about how I was so horrible that I'd lost a customer forever, that people just came to see him play, and I finished with, I can't help how I smell. I can't help that I'm too big to wipe. Oh, and he finished with, I can't help how I smell. I can't help that I'm too big to wipe. Man, imagine it's this big argument. Like you just lost a customer. And then he's like doing all this. Because I'm imagining like a Braveheart scene where it's just like, people come to see me play. And you have just lost a customer for life, sir. This is a travesty that you would infringe on my rights. You know that I am too big to wipe. And then like he thinks the crowd's going to be behind him. They're just like, whoa.
Yeah, he's too big to wipe.
You could have heard a pin drop after he said that. We were all too horrified to speak, and when my brain recovered from that stunning revelation, all I could say was, get out or I'm calling the cops. He grabbed his things and stormed out, and the shop was a little quieter than usual for the rest of the night. I have plenty more if you guys are interested.
Alejandro, that was a great story.
That was a great story. I don't know. I mean, everybody smells like ass, it feels like. And what's so funny is we had a friend who didn't play Magic that also joined us at the card shop. And I was like, yeah, this is one of the better card shops because it doesn't really stink. And then in rolls a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh players and a musk fills the room.
Foreshadowing for the next story.
Oh, is it really? What, is it Yu-Gi-Oh related? Okay. All right. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, this one's not, this one's, it doesn't smell that bad every time I'm here. And then in they come like a pack of wildebeest just smelling like ripe ass. More tales from the game shop. This happened a bit before the I'm too fat to wipe incident. My town is a weird mix of rednecks and soldiers with quite a bit of overlap, and redneck beards can get a bit rowdy at times. There was a group of guys who would come in every Saturday and play EDH, a format of Magic the Gathering that is typically played with more than just two people. I haven't played in a while, but I think the name has since become Commander. It was Elder Dragon Highlander. With the rules staying mostly the same, this group occasionally would bring in body pillows and have them play in their multiplayer game. All right, that's EDH players are also just weird fucking. Like if you go to a Magic event and it is a standard tournament, modern tournament, fine, everybody bathes, it's normal people, competitive people, strategically minded people. If you go to anything, casuals and gaming are the worst. Absolutely. And they'll be like, well, I don't. Here's the funny thing. They'll be like, well, I just don't like playing against counter spells in Magic, which counter somebody's cards. And I don't like, creature removal and all this other stuff. And then pretty much what they're saying is, I want to play and I want to be able to have my deck win and do its strategy. And anything that prevents me from doing that, I hate that card.
Well, yeah, I don't want competition. I don't want somebody to actually be able to beat me. I just want to wipe the floor and then think about how cool I am, even though I didn't shower, bathe, or wipe my ass today.
So what's funny in the pre-release too is that I have not looked up any card. I've not been really into Magic for a minute now. Wasn't looking at anything. He invited me. I was like, sure, I'll go up there. I got 0-2, which is fine. Like, I did no like preparation, no study, no nothing for this. I just like, all right, looked at some cards, did a good mana curve, went about my day. The first guy I played against, he won, and I'm glad he did, because he was just every time y'all call, oh my God, oh man, like, oh, this is the worst. And I'm just like, I feel so awkward. I don't want to be here. Low key glad that he won that. And I'm like, dog, this is like a super casual event. Like, it's not a competition, which is crazy because it's $45.
But they just never learned how to play a game and be a normal winner loser type situation. It's always a sore winner, sore loser.
Oh yeah. So I mulligan down to 5 cards. You open with 7 cards. If you don't like your hand, you can shuffle it back and draw a new hand, and then you got to like put cards on the bottom until at first you do it, and then you have 6, and then you do it again, you have 5. Your chances of winning doesn't really like dramatically go down until you mulligan down to 4 cards, but still mulligan down to 5 is not good. So I beat him the first game when I do that. And like, he's like, yeah, he beat me, and he mulliganed down to 5 cards. So then the second game, he wins. I like scoop halfway through because I'm like, I don't want to go into a draw situation. So the third game, I mulligan down to 5 cards again, and the writing's on the wall, and I'm just like, I'm cool with, I'm like, I'm gonna go smoke with my friends. So I do all that, and then his whole demeanor immediately changed. He was like, yeah, man, you mulligan down to 5 cards, and you were still doing real good there. And I was like, yeah, hope you have a good rest of the game. The next person that I played, this real sweet lady, and the first game, like, I sit down and I'm like, oh, W. This lady doesn't know about Magic. Whoop my ass first game. Fuck me up. The second game, like, my deck is very slow and it starts to win, but we go into time, and once again, if you win a round, you get a pack. So if you draw, nobody gets a pack. So I'm just like, scoop, let her have the pack, whatever. And then my friend was like, you ready to go? I was like, fuck yeah. I kind of didn't want to do this in the first place. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that the body pillow thing was just ironic, and that they wanted to try out multiple deck options at once, or simply add more variety into a format that at the time didn't have too much interest at the shop. I was at the register computer talking to my friend Gerald, a uniformed on-duty cop. His walking beat went past the hobby shop, and he'd often stop in to chat about a video game for a bit because that particular beat was fairly boring. We both heard some loud swearing, then an almighty crash coming from the card table area. Both of us ran over there to find 2 players rolling on the floor, wheezing and huffing. Adam and Ben had gotten into an argument, and Ben had grabbed Adam's body pillow, a rather tasteful Oscar Langley pillow. Couldn't tell you. Might be a Neckbeard, but Evangelion's good shit, and stomped on it. Adam, defending his waifu's honor, threw Ben to the ground and began stomping on him, asking him how he liked it. Ben grabbed his assailant's leg and pulled him down to his level, and that's when the cop and I showed up. Officer Gerald grabbed Ben, and when Ben made it the second mistake of the day and sent a meaty slap right into the policeman's face.
You done fucked up.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? This made Gerald go full-on Super Saiyan, lifting Ben up and throwing him across the room. No mean feat considering Ben's bulk, but Gerald was an artilleryman in his previous career and kept the muscle. Adam, realizing that the cop had just saved his ass, lumbered to his feet and thanked him profusely. After a few minutes of listening to each side, Ben declined to press charges against Adam, and Gerald hauled him off to a waiting squad car. Following that, I decided it was best to ban body pillows from the store. I'd been waiting for some incident like this so that I could, since my boss, the owner, told me I couldn't ban anything without good reason. Ben pleaded down from insulting an officer to misdemeanor assault charges and a suspended sentence. Both of the 2 combative redneck beards were banned from the shop permanently.
Oh no, I didn't put the things on there. There was comments. One of them was talking about their. Maybe it's another one. There was another Neckbeard. Yeah. This is the one that has the Neckbeard, because they were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh in the comments, and I thought that you'd love it.
Oh well, give me that one, and you read a different one.
Let's just continue on. You go ahead and do that one.
No,
next. That's
man.
Third Neckbeard story. Yeah,
third Neckbeard story in a row.
This is the beginning Neckbeard episode.
This one's from Lost My Taco. Neckbeard's Takeover Nintendo booth at con. So, all right. So I have a funny story regarding an IRL Neckbeard stereotype encounter I had from when I was a teen. Oh, this is from Neckbeard Stories. Okay. So around 2013, 2014, I went to my city's yearly anime video games convention with my mate. Lots of indie game groups, retro game setups, and usually Nintendo always has a booth there showing off whatever. On this year, it was when the 3DS was relatively new, so their setup was like a whole bunch of demo units with beanbags and small stalls. I don't know. I don't like how you got the fucking thing set up.
What do you mean?
I keep hearing me breathe.
Well, don't breathe on it. You need to be talking into it, but not like breathing.
Yeah, but I just like hear it, and it's like that's why it was fucking me up last.
I can't hear you breathe at all.
The con in general. The con in general always attracts people you'd suspect, but I'm always surprised to see them in real life. Around afternoon, me and my mate decided to leave. As I was walking out, I smelled something horrible like body odor. It was coming from the Nintendo booth, and as I looked over, it was the absolute sweatiest, heaviest neckbeard dudes, all parked on the beanbags and stalls with 3DSs. Next to the stall was a humongous lineup of young kids, waiting, all looking awkwardly at them, waiting for their turn. This is just not my day, dude.
It's your day.
You're going to start reading every story after this.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. All those neckbeards were just absolutely hogging the demo setups. It was honestly one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. I was just in awe. I still vividly have the mental image in my head permanently of that encounter. Comments on next page. Also, this is the good parts of the comments.
Mm.
Bro, I mean, that's how trading card games is right now. It's just a bunch of adults ruining it for the people that they make the card games for.
Well, I was talking to a kid when the Buddhists came through, and he was telling me that he was into like Pokemon trading cards and stuff like that. And he's like, it's so unfair because like somebody will go in and just buy all the packs, and then they'll split them open and then sell and I was like, yeah, man, it sucks because like they have the disposable income, so they can invest it and then make money off the backside. They don't really care about kids playing or anything like that.
Nintendo doesn't care.
Yeah,
Nintendo, because Nintendo would put a stop to it.
Yeah,
they would.
Well,
try
they just
out
want to sell them,
right?
So.
They would try out different ways, or the biggest thing is because Magic the Gathering started doing this. They have these limited releases called Secret Layers, and what they used to do was print on demand for it. But now there's a limited stock, so people will buy the fuck out of them if it's a particularly popular set, and then nobody else can have it. So,
well, it's with everything. Like if you want concert tickets for a big show, like a scalper is going to go in and buy them all, and then you have to buy them on the secondary market because somebody went in and bought all of them, and it ruins the whole experience for everybody involved. So instead of a $50 concert ticket, you have to spend hundreds of dollars from somebody that already purchased it, and it's like, no, fuck you. Just like you can buy 10 tickets max, period, like done. If you want a big group to go, get multiple people to buy them. But like it shouldn't be a situation where a kid, if they have the money, wants to buy a pack, some rich guy that has all the money shouldn't be able to go in there and buy all the fucking packs.
That is their current. I love it, by the way, because I am a competitive player. I don't collect at all. So what happens is, especially with games like, Pokemon that have the big rarities, but then they have that same card that you would use in a competitive deck at a lower rarity, all these packs are getting open. So that like lower rarity is dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So you could build a fucking whole deck for like $50. Love it. So like I said, they could handle it. I do not wish they would handle it. So Supernatural Pumpkin says, I go to Comic-Con almost every year. I thought that was bad. I once made the mistake of accompanying someone to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Just a sure, what the hell moment. I'm not a judgmental person, hence why I went in the first place. That's where you fucked up. That's where you fucked up. I always allow for mistakes and errors. We all make them. But this was one of the worst, stinkiest, grossest experiences of my life. Even the person I went with never went again, and they were a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll never get the image of one dude's inch-long dirty fingernails on them cards out of my mind. Someone replied, the company that runs Yu-Gi-Oh's official tournaments added a hygiene section to their rules a few years ago because it became such a problem. They did.
That's fucking wild.
They did. I think it was about 2-3 years ago. They put in the like rules and everything like that. Like if you stink, you will get kicked out of the venue. Nobody upholds that rule. I take my neurospicy nephew to card tournaments. Yu-Gi-Oh is the only one I refuse to go back to. Magic the Gathering has some stank, but by God, you could taste the air with Yu-Gi-Oh players. It's fucking true though.
It's so weird that that's like a cultural thing that you just, I mean, I don't know. And I think this was like where we were fighting on the Tulpa thing about like, I just don't know those people. Like I did grow up poor, but like it was such a small town that there was not a eclectic group of like those people. And so like I never frequented a card game store, like none of that stuff is.
You know what I'm going to do? I think we should do this for the podcast. We should go to the 300th YCS, the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh tournament because I think it's in like Charlotte or something.
That sounds terrible. All these people have just warned me that I should not go.
But it's for we could do it for the Patreons, or I'll just take you to a relatively big.
Can we have like a smell-o-vision?
No, you know what? I'm just gonna take you to a fucking. I'll take you to a Yu-Gi-Oh night at a random card shop.
I don't want to go.
Let's do that.
I've been to card shops for filming The Adventures of Clever Sykes, and I thought it was just that it was like an old like strip mall thing that it stunk. But
no, that's not why it stunk. Supernatural Pumpkin replied, I wonder what the science behind it is. Like, why are those events specifically the ones that are so foul? Then someone says, it attracts the dirty bastards, probably drawn by the familiar stench. And then another person replied, they probably believe that they are irresponsible because of pheromones. I've seen videos of guys claiming that this is a turn on for women. So I have a really funny story. And it was, we were talking about people stinking in card shops. And this one guy just looks over and goes, yeah, man, like at least you could do is put some hand sanitizer on your armpits. That's what I do, that because it eats the bacteria and doesn't cause my armpits to stink. And I was like, because it was like wash with soap and water. And it was like, yeah, and what I do is just take a fucking bath. Just take a bath. That's all you got to do is take a shower.
Well, and we've talked about this before. There's a difference between like just a little bit of underarm sweat stink and like that is not offensive.
Right.
It's the like baked in, like your clothes stink. Like you're just a
smell like an onion,
fucking person. And those are different. Like getting sweaty today is not a problem. But the stank of like days of, and like I don't get that way. I don't know why, but like it's one of those things. Like the worst smelling thing on me is my earrings, because like the earrings has like for lack of a better term, like it's like dick cheese. Like it's like your body makes like stuff, and so if I play with my earrings, that stinks. And
if we can get 100,000 listeners, I will have Dylan. We will go. I'll take him to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. We will line guys up in the bathroom and get all their dick cheese, and Dylan will put it on toast and eat it.
You'll eat it. I'm not even fucking going in the bathroom while they're doing their dick cheese. Like, but I don't even think you'd have to do dick cheese. You could probably just do like fat roll, like jam.
Well, yeah, jam. A little bit of goop, a little bit of gravy.
I seriously thought that the old card store just stunk because it was an old store.
No, it's just fucking stinky people. Almost every card shop you go to.
And like
roll in.
Like I said, I mean, in my normal day-to-day, like working in factories and all that stuff, I never have smelled like just stinky people, because most people just bathe and, keep themselves clean to a certain level.
If you come across a Yu-Gi-Oh fan and he's like, well, my favorite deck is the Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. He smells like rotten ass. I guarantee you. Shout out to, this is a shot at all the Blue Eyes players out there, and not like since Blue Eyes got all this support. They got a bunch of support in, I want to say 2017, and then they got a bunch of support like last year, and which made a meta for a while, so people would pick it up and play it because it was one of the best decks. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about people that have played Blue Eyes White Dragon since it came out. It's like that's all they talk about. Their favorite card is Blue Eyes White Dragon. Also, Elemental Hero players. Those are the fucking two stinkiest Yu-Gi-Oh players there are.
I don't like your challenge, but I mean, I'll accept. I won't accept the eating dick cheese toast. Not gonna do that.
That's fucking.
I will go to an event if you set a bar and we achieve that bar.
If we got 100,000 listeners, what would we do? I think we brand 2 days Judge of Baddies on our ass.
I'd get a tattoo. I'm not getting a brand.
Why?
I just don't want to deal with a burn.
Right.
I mean, like I've branded myself before with like one hitters from while I was smoking weed or
Right.
lighters and random shit like that when I was 15. But I've seen people like, have you seen scarification? So people get like completely blacked out and then they'll get like their skin cut to like make scars. And so then the ink's not there. So then it's like white on black. It's pretty brutal. But that's another, like it's similar to branding.
That's fucking crazy.
It is.
Oof.
I've known people to do it. I'm like, like I'll get tattooed, but I'm not gonna get tattooed to then get scarred.
Right. That's not worth it.
All right. So name you'd like this is from Cody. Today I fucked up and mosquitoes ate my ass like it was barbecue plate lunch on a Sunday.
What kind of mosquitoes you getting? Because I gotta find them mosquitoes. I heard y'all the ass eating mosquitoes, boy.
Get in there.
Come here, daddy.
Get in there deep. All right. The time I fucked up was 20 years ago. Flashback noises.
Oh yeah, the little.
Me and my buddies used to go ride our four-wheelers and dirt bikes in the woods and sugarcane fields around our old swampy town in Catahoula, Louisiana. I'm probably not sounding that right.
Catahoula, Louisiana.
I don't expect you to pronounce that correctly. Oh, thanks.
You're supposed to be reading this like I don't expect you to read that correctly.
I ain't got the accents.
Jordan Elizabeth.
Well, anyways, we would find cool spots to chill, smoke a little weed, and then take back off on the ride. Innocent juvenile shit. We stopped at this one spot where there was a deer stand and decided to hotbox that bitch. Very high, I started to feel my stomach rumbling. Oh, nah, I got a shit. No toilet paper. I guess I'll use my sock because the rolling papers in my pocket ain't big enough to wipe my ass. Started walking a little ways down and I noticed a small man-made bridge that crossed over a small area of the canal, made of logs and nails. I said, fuck it, I'll hang my asshole off the side of this right here. In a very uncomfortable manner, I leaned off of it and in much relief started Hershey squirting into the canal.
I got a funny story about this morning.
Then I started feeling needle pricks on my ass, my sack, my legs. Looking around, I noticed thousands of mosquitoes swarming all around like I had awakened a fucking nest or something. At this point, I'm just straight up down shit creek without a paddle, literally. I can't just get up because I'll be shitting all over myself, basically. So I'm swatting around, screaming like a bitch on fire, about to fall in the canal. My friends come running, start laughing. My pecker is out, I got shit coming out my butthole, and I'm yelling at them to go away. Then, finally, I feel a break in the storm, and I hurry and wipe with my sock. Now on top of all that, my friend is laughing, saying, I'll have athlete's ass too. Just very glad that around 2005, we didn't have smartphones. It was embarrassing, but being stoned as ape shit at the time, it's a funny core memory of growing up. Hope you enjoyed.
Jesus.
I was the kid that every time you went out far away from a toilet, I always had to shit. Every single time. Like without fail.
When we were exploring the abandoned place. Yep. As soon as we get into like the middle of it, Dylan's like, fuck, I got shit.
Yeah. And like I learned to either be able to hold it or if I have to, I can go. Like I've learned some pretty cool techniques. My favorite is you lean up against a tree. That's my favorite way to do it.
So in the mornings, I get both of the boys ready. And I am giving my youngest, he's the autistic one, I am giving him a bath. And the girls are doing their hair because wife has work, daughter has school. So they're in there doing their hair. I got shit. It hits. It's a morning shit too. So I'm like, oh, sorry, bud. Like, so I'm just like, I close the door, I lock it, I sit down on the toilet, and immediately he goes, oh, daddy pooping? And I was like, yeah, daddy's pooping. So I'm sitting there and just like, fart noises when you're using the bathroom, just like every time a little poo came out, he go, ew, daddy's pooping. Shooey. Every time a little fart noise. And then like I'm sitting there and I feel awkward because bro is just like making eye contact with me. He's just every time, daddy's pooping. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, if I pull out my phone, I start looking at my phone and then I look over and he's like halfway out the tub and he's like, he's stinky. Like he's just like sitting there just harassing me while I'm pooping. And I'm just like, I thought like when I started, I was like, this is going to be a terrible experience for you, but terrible experience for me. Didn't affect him at all. Not even a little bit.
It's wild because, you do lose that privacy as an adult. Like when I go into the bathroom, which is all the way at the other side of the house, my daughter could be in there watching TV. I'll go in to go to the bathroom, and then I'll hear, and then she'll come in and she'll just be holding her nose and be like, "You pooping, Dad?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be out in a minute." And she's like, "Oh, I wanted to ask." And I'm like, why couldn't this wait just like a couple minutes till I'm done? But I was talking with a friend of mine that does video, the guy that I'm going to go shoot with tomorrow. And he's like, he said something about being jealous because I told him about Scott's, his resilience project where we get together and exercise and do the cold plunges and all that stuff. And so I told him about that, and he's like, "Man, I can't even like go to the bathroom by myself." And I told him, I was like, no, there's no bathroom by yourself. Because if it's not the kids, then it's the wife. She right now is when she needs to talk to you about this thing. And I told him, I was like, it's like they feel like you're cornered and you can't get away. So they're just like, now's the opportunity to get Dad.
I want to ask you about a problem, okay? Because I just saw a meme on it, and I was like, well, how widespread is this? But girls don't flush the fucking toilet.
With pee. My
with
wife
pee.
does not.
What the fuck? It makes me so angry, okay? Because when I wake up in the morning, like, I gotta pee, all right? And if you pee on top of a girl, I don't know what it is.
It smells so bad.
Yeah, what the fuck? Are your kidneys dying? Like, I'm like, go to the fucking doctor, dude. Like, what is this?
Well, and then like if it's like a couple days before since you've cleaned it, it like has like a film on it. And I'm just like if you're not gonna flush, at least the next time clean the toilet. Like
kidneys full of rocks or something. But that's what I'm talking about. Pee, poop, the flush.
Yeah.
Pee,
days.
Honestly, they don't even care if the fucking toilet paper hits the goddamn water. I'm just like, what? But put the seat down.
Well, I think with my wife, she doesn't drink a lot of water. Like, I'll drink all day long, and if I have a drink, it's gone so fast. But my wife could drink on the same like 20-ounce bottle for the whole day, and I'm like, how? Like, I'm drinking a 20-ounce soda in like 3 or 4 gulps, and then I have to switch to water because I'm not going to drink a gallon of soda.
Well, it's not good because you go in there and it's fucking orange juice in the toilet.
That's what I'm saying. That's like, so they're like already dehydrated. But then my wife's excuse is she's like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to pee, and I wasn't going to flush it in the middle of the night. I was like, flush it. Just go. Like, people aren't going to wake up and like be awake because you flush the toilet. Just flush it.
Oh God, who's breaking in? Like, nobody's going to do that. Yeah, because I try to get onto them as much as possible. And I was like, oh, what household full of women do I have? And then I saw a meme, and then I saw the comments, and I was like, oh, it's a widespread epidemic. Like, how are these women getting away with this shit?
Well, and I think it is the pungence of like the fact that it is a strong urine. It's not like, because I'm down for like, yeah, don't flush pee if it's mostly water and there's not a strong urine smell, go for it. But when it's that strong, yeah, just go flush it.
Just flush it.
I can afford the gallon of water that it takes to flush that toilet. Go for it.
Baffles me. You get in the next story too. Fucking forcing me to do 3 stories back to back to back.
All right. So
it's always the first podcast of the day. I'm real worried about like my breathing and shit like that. But as it goes on, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
It'll be okay. All right. This is from Fat Thundercat or Jade. We'll just go with Jade.
We'll go Fat Thundercat.
I almost made my husband throw up. I listen to both podcasts religiously. You guys make me look forward to Monday. My weekends feel a little less lively without my daily dose of Mike chaos and Dylan attempting to train Mike like a puppy to focus. I try.
That's a pretty good analysis of our podcast.
Anyways, I was hanging out with my husband, and somehow my ADHD brain remembered Go-Gurt and Gigajoules. I think that's how it's spelled.
Gigajoules.
Anyway, I, 27 female, started laughing my ass off out of nowhere. Isn't that funny? Like when just something hits you and you start laughing. You didn't see nothing. You didn't.
Happens at the most inopportune times for me.
My husband, 26 male. Ooh, older lady.
Man,
it's only a year.
Pause, because I want to talk about the most racist time in my life, okay? The biggest time that I was racist, okay? Now, for some viewers, for some listeners, you're going to be like, wow, Mike, you need to relearn and kill yourself, okay? But me and my wife were looking at memes, just laying next to each other. My daughter was freshly born, and we had a WIC appointment the next day. But we're looking at memes, and this is back in the day where you just go to like a Facebook page and you can scroll on memes and shit. And it was A+ memes. So we see one and it's like, Mexican word of the day is strawberry. Like, it's strawberry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I sound Italian when I did that. I don't do a good accent, but we giggle, you know. One of the memes that really got us was it was a kid. He was dressed up like a lemur, and it was like white people have their kids out in public looking like Zaboomafoo. That one made us like do the laugh where we couldn't breathe. So fast forward to the WIC appointment, okay? Everything's going normal. The lady comes in and explains what we can get with the WIC. Mike was not on his game doing dad stuff at this moment, so we needed the WIC. But she's sitting there and she's like, "And you can get, bananas, you can get milk, strawberries." And when I'm telling you, I'm sitting there just like. But the funniest part too is my wife, who is super fucking like PC, fucking liberal about that life. She's sitting there just. So you got two fucking grown ass adults right there. They're just like
strawberry,
fucking red face. Like it was. When we get in the car, my wife was like, I am so embarrassed. I was like, you was doing it too. She's like, yeah, because you started it. And I kind of did though, because like as soon as she did it, I looked at immediately just because we saw the meme last night.
That's how I figured out that I was legitimately colorblind, like red, green, color deficient. Because my girl that I was dating, we were in bed and she was looking at stuff, and then she saw a funny shirt and she shows it to me, and it was just the colorblind dots, and I was like, I don't get what's funny. And she's like, you can't read what's on the shirt? I was like, no. And it says "fuck the colorblind" on it, and I couldn't read it, and so that's when I was like, oh fuck, I thought I was just like color dumb, like I couldn't name colors when they were set, but no, that's when I was like, oh, I'm colorblind. Cool.
Crazy.
Because I see colors, and that's what like blows people's minds.
What colors can you not see?
It's the hues in between. So like reds and greens. Like when you see a holly bush, you can see the red berries. I can only see a green bush. And then if I walk up on it and the red berries are like closer, I can see red berries. But the contrast of those is not substantial for me. So I don't see I don't see a green bush with red berries. I just see a green bush.
I'm gonna start leaving sticky notes, and I'm gonna like have a green marker, but then I'm gonna write the message in red.
I'll be able to read it.
Oh,
it's the contrast. Like that, the color contrast isn't there for me. And so like that's where like those colorblind glasses don't really, like all it does is put a filter on it, so then those two colors stand apart. It doesn't actually like fix your color vision. I thought about buying them at a certain point, but then I was like, I'm not going to wear these fucking stupid ass.
Like the Billy Mays infomercial glasses. He was like, do you have a problem with being colorblind?
Well, yeah, it's like the Enchroma glasses. And
well, now since I got these glasses, I can see the colors so vividly.
Well, and they have people like crying and shit, but all it is like you don't get to see.
They have people crying.
Yeah. Like, I mean, honestly, if you're colorblind and then you were able to like look at the holly bush and then see those two colors separated, like it probably is like an emotional experience. But I think most of them are gimmicky, like commercials. And it's not that, because you have 3 cones of color in your eyes. And then for somebody that's colorblind, you only have 2. And so instead of having like a billion colors you see, you only see like, or 100 million, you see a million. And so it is kind of like, you'd be like, wow, this is what I'm missing.
When I insult you now, I'm going to call you a 2-cone bitch. That's why you only got 2 cones, bitch. Yeah.
It's like 1 in 10 guys are colorblind.
Really?
10% of male population.
I can imagine the commercial, the infomercial, how it starts off. It's like, tired of not seeing colors? And it's just like this old lady trying to look at something. She's like, ah, well, we have the perfect solution for you. And then it's like, she puts on the glasses and she's like, oh, look at the bush. I don't know. That's a little bit much.
Are you going to look at her bush?
Yeah,
her bush.
If she's a gilf, you know what I'm saying? Swing one of them nippers in my mouth.
Me and Mike were talking about that, how like when we were younger, we were attracted to MILFs, but the MILFs have just like the age for
as we get older. Yeah, what's acceptable? And we were like, there's going to be a point when we're like 60 and we see like a 95-year-old woman. We're like, come here, baby. Swing, just droop it in my mouth.
All right, I'm going to get back to the story. All right. Anyway, I, 27 female, started laughing my ass off out of nowhere. My husband, 26 male, obviously confused, asked me what was so funny. I tried to warn him that he didn't want to know, but he pushed. All I told this man was used condoms, Go-Gurt, and gigajoules. Still confused, I went into further detail. My husband started dry heaving, begging me to stop, which I did, but only because I couldn't stop laughing. Between my laughter and his disgust, I think we had a really good bonding moment. I digress and we continue. I love the podcast. Been a fan of Mike since early TikTok days of him abusing Steve. When I have better financial freedom, I'm definitely purchasing Labor Llama and joining Patreon. We'll definitely be purchasing a 9/11 Moon Pies apparel if you release it. 9/11 is my wedding anniversary, and yes, we did that on purpose. I worked in EMS.
That's so fucking good. When you want to do it.
9/11.
9/11.
I worked in EMS, and my husband will never forget. Thanks, Jade.
Right. It's just like, you may now kiss the bride, and then everybody's like clapping, and she's like, wow, really, guys? Applauding on 9/11? It's like the only day you can't clap.
Do a moment of silence before you do your vows.
You know what I fucking hate? Look, 9/11 was bad, but you know how you got like the Republican grifters, like a YouTuber that is not funny anymore will start all of a sudden just like making super political stuff that you just agrees with Republicans.
Isn't that what you're planning on doing?
Yeah. Once that, we're broke, so we got to make some money. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying, chemtrails. And women will do it too. Like they'll do like the super pro guy stuff. They'll be like, this lady cheated and then she got full custody. And that's, you know what I'm saying, just to get people to agree with them. It's the stupidest fucking content that you can make. But that's what UK content creators do, is they like glorify the fuck. They'll be like, Americans are actually really cool. Like, even though they got to pay for medical and stuff like that, it's okay because of freedom. And that's, we look up, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. And then they'll be like, 9/11 was so bad. And then I'm so mad at the UK. I'm like, 9/11 wasn't bad. 9/11 was okay. It was necessary. And it's just like, my hatred. I just don't like it. Like every time I see one of those content creators, it's just like, I'm releasing a video, so this demographic will just like what I'm saying. It's not like niche. You're not doing it because you love to do it. You're doing it simply to get eyeballs on you, which fine, whatever, fucking get your bag however you want it. But every time I just immediately I agree with whatever opposite. It could be anything. Opposite, I agree with it. Pisses me off. I do want to state I'm not for 9/11. And it was, never forget, it was bad.
Inside job.
Inside job. Yes. Inside job.
All right. Am I doing the last one, or you want to go for it?
I'll do it. What do we got? This one. All right. So this is from, fuck me, I'm getting canceled, Kafira Grayson. Think I nailed that? Nailed it. Am I the asshole for ending the lease and not letting my ex stay even though he has nowhere to go? Nope.
X. X is the key word.
Right. Get the fuck out. I, 25 female, was with my ex, 32 male, for 5 years. We're broken up, but due to timing and finances, we ended up living together again recently. I'm struggling with whether I'm being unfair, so I need an outside perspective. We broke up originally because of repeated issues like him cheating, emotional manipulation, and constant sexual pressure. I'm Christian and have chose to be abstinent going forward, and that was a point of tension because he equates sex with love. Okay, well, you had me in the first half, not gonna lie. You had me in the first half. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, sex? Or I saw the cheating, fuck. Emotional manipulation, bam. Constant sexual pressure. And I was like, there's nothing that can happen to make me be like, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, I am Christian and chose to be abstinent going forward. And then I'm just like, all right, well, you should leave, definitely.
Well, he should have left before he started cheating and all that stuff. Like and the pressure and all that stuff. If that's something that and it depends on whether like that changed like mid-relationship. At that point, both of y'all should have been like, this isn't compatible. But like if it's a situation where you said that from the beginning, he knew what he was signing up for.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then, it's a different story. But but it's the chosen to be abstinent going forward that made me think like halfway through is just like, you know what? We're not going to have sex anymore.
Until you get married.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they were dating and she's deciding to be abstinent because once you're married, you are supposed to have sex and procreate.
Oh, that's fucking different. Okay, never mind. Now I'm back on her side because I didn't know what abstinent. I thought abstinent just meant you don't have sex.
It does, but like, I mean, she's doing it for religious reasons, so that means she's not trying to do it out of wedlock. And so if they were married, then it would not be like a, for the rest of your life, you can't have sex because that's no religion.
That's what I thought. So never mind. Erase all, rewind.
Well, and it's everybody's choice on how they want to, do that. But it is one of it does put complications in if it was like we were doing it and then you're like, nah, I changed, or like I'm really religious now and we can't fuck until we're married. Like it does change the relationship because he's, had the sex with you and then he's not having the sex.
Imagine
with
that
you.
pussy immaculate. All right. I mean, I'm talking about the greatest.
Let's head on down to the courthouse.
Medically tight. All right. And then she's just like, you know what? We're not going to have sex until we get married. That's right. Yeah. I was like, all right, well, let's go.
Courthouse. Let's do it.
Well, no, I want to I'm thinking next year. Whoa, you don't know?
We can get the legal part done right now and we can
do the ceremony thing next year. There's also serious history I should mention for context. While we were living together previously, his brother SA'd me. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm back. People just going to put those two clips together. I'm back on his side.
So his brother's dead then.
Right, yeah. That's crazy. After it happened, I called a friend for help instead of going straight to my ex. At the time, we were having issues. I didn't know how he would react, especially since it was his brother. Due to me not going to him first, when I eventually told him, he didn't believe me. I ended up leaving because of that, and just being in the house where it happened was traumatizing at the time. I ended up in a homeless shelter. After a year, I moved back into the place he was living in with his friend and his friend's mom. While I was there, he found out that I had been intimate with another man while we were broken up. Is this in the abstinent part?
No. If she's intimate with somebody, she's not abstinent.
He got mad and tried to kick me out, but he couldn't because we had a written agreement that prevented him from kicking me out for issues unrelated to rent. The situation escalated, and his friend and the friend's mom had to step in to calm things down. That's when I eventually moved out and got my own place and the place I'm living in now. He moved out of that house too after being evicted and moved in with his friend. 2 months later, he reached out to me saying he couldn't stay with his roommate anymore and can he move in with me? I agreed he could stay for a couple of months while he got things sorted out because I know what it's like to not have anywhere to go. About a month later, I got fired unexpectedly. I still paid half my rent. Wait, yes, she got fired. Okay. I still paid half my rent, but the money was tight, so he ended up covering the majority of the groceries and household supplies. I'm leaving for the military soon. This is crazy. What a life. What a life. Just
there's going to be a movie made about her.
Right, yeah. I was having sex, but then I was like, I like God, so I'm just going to wait until we get married. And then she's just like, I was in this abusive place, and then I joined the military. So I told him I need to end the lease. He asked if he could stay. I said yes, but only if he was added to the lease. Utilities were put in his name. We signed a notarized agreement stating that once I leave, he would be fully responsible for any charges or damages. I can't just remove my name because he doesn't income qualify on his own and has prior evictions. He refused to sign, and I said I was going to give him an ultimatum. He told me I should just leave with everything in my name and go. I said no, either he signs or I end the lease. That's when he completely blew up, calling me a bitch, a piece of shit, saying I'm the devil, telling me to go screw myself, and saying I deserve everything bad coming to me, etc. This isn't new. Throughout the 5 years we were together, whenever I didn't do what he wanted or set a boundary, he would react like this, cussing me out and calling me names. Because of all of that, and because I don't trust him financially, I ended the lease. Now, it's a week from moving out, and he has nowhere to go. He came back and said fine, he'd sign the papers, but by then, it was too late. I still tried by sending him listings for weekly apartments and apps like PadSplit and Roomster. They got a fucking app for everything. Honestly, I think Roomster should have been called Roomy because that's just what it feels like it would be called. But it'd be like Room-E, Roomy. He refused, saying he doesn't want to live in a cheap, rundown weekly, that those places don't have a gym, and that I'm ruining his life and taking away opportunities, including a work-from-job home he was just offered.
Work from job home?
Work-from-home job. Shut up. Shut up, bitch.
Dyslexia.
Fucking two-cone having motherfucker. Look at all times back around. Which is crazy because if you're homeless, you could just a work from home job is wherever your fucking imagination takes you. He said this is the second time I've screwed him over. The first being when I left after what his brother did to me. He says he never should have moved in here and that I'm selfish. I feel awful. I don't want him to be homeless and I still care about him. It really hurts that he hates me now At the same time, I'm scared that staying on the lease will ruin my credit, my rental history, or even my military plans if anything goes wrong. So, am I the asshole for ending the lease and not letting my ex stay, even though he has nowhere to go?
Not at all.
No, you're just dumb for keep giving him chances to fucking live with you.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is he's the type of person you write out of your life.
Right.
And you've had a couple opportunities where you should have done that and you didn't. And now he is once again showing you that he is not a person you should keep around in your life. And you should let him go for real, and not contact him. Like, he's not a good person. He's not turning his life around. It's not like he's like on the uprise of like learning his shit. He's still a shit.
Right.
Let him go.
So next episode, I'm going to have some water with me because this has been the hardest. I have coffee in this. So every time I take a sip, it just dries my mouth out more. And I'm just like sitting here, my throat's just like.
Yeah, I woke up this morning with a little tingle in the back of my throat.
Might just be like something going around too. So that sucks. But I know next episode, I'm going to have some water because my mouth is so dry. Dry like the Sahara. Dry like the Sahara Desert. You want ASMR for the listener?
Well, we haven't hit an hour yet, so I'm going to throw a Ricky in here.
All right, so we're going to throw a story from Ricky from Oklahoma, guys. This is going to be our final episode, our final story of the episode. People just like their hearts drop. This is going to be our final episode. They're like,
going after this. Yeah, no.
4 people just got heartbroken.
In the same amount of time that you guys send in your submissions, Ricky has outpaced you by 3 stories. So
every few episodes, we're going to have it's time to hear from Ricky from Oklahoma. Before we start this story, remember, guys, if you want more of this wonderful podcast, you can go to patreon.com/Mike and Dylan, and you can, for a small monthly monetary payment, get extra Mike and Dylan. That is a very beautiful, heartwarming thing. That's correct. Both podcasts. You get both podcasts, and also, if you enjoy it, share it with a family member. Share it with your mom.
All right, so title is Some Workplace Petty Revenge. Hey there, Mike and Dylan. Just writing in with this tiny piece of workplace petty revenge. Because of my job, I am in charge of maintaining our company vehicles. We have 3 Durangos and a minivan.
I just want to say, man, Ricky, when you started sending in stories, I assumed you made a living by, fucking stealing catalytic converters. All right. And then he's like, I work in the medical field and I work on all these guys. And it's just like, what? Who is Ricky?
He's a very complex man that has lived a very interesting life.
It's like every Jason Statham movie where, he's a beekeeper, he's a transporter, he's the working man, but he has that history. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in charge of doing safety checks, making sure that they are stocked up, gas filled, oil changes, etc. My shift is Wednesday through Sunday and every other Wednesday off. Like one week I'll work 4 days and the next week it'll be 3. So a couple weeks ago on my Friday, after doing my vehicle inspections and left the vehicles in where they were when I inspected them, they were in the employee parking.
Oh, this one was going on. This one's going on TikTok since you stumbled your words a couple times.
Yeah, they love
going on Instagram. Well, fuck me. That's not going on there. I control what goes on the social media platform. So anytime Mike fucks up, get a beautiful cut into me eloquently speaking eloquently.
All right, we digress and we continue.
We do.
They were in the employee parking. Employee parking has about 15 to 20 spots, and not everyone on my shift parks in this lot, but park in the other lot located on the other side of the building. So, now that you have some idea of part of my job, here comes the petty. My team manager told me that on our Friday, a fatty named Brandy came up to her and told her that I need to move the vehicles to the auxiliary parking lot because she didn't want to have to walk an extra 10 steps to the employee entrance. I didn't appreciate her trying to tell me anything. Brandy is a regular-ass employee like me. No one special. So, on my Friday, I decided to be petty. I moved 3 company vehicles and 6 employee vehicles into the employee parking lot, essentially taking up all the parking spots in front of the employee entrance. Brandy hasn't said a word about it. Hopefully, her ass learned her lesson. Anyway, love you. Bye.
That is how Ricky says it too, the bye. Well, it happens sometimes. I can't. That's the one employee I can't stand, the one that thinks he's the boss. And he's just the same as us. And you know what? That's what I'm saying, man. Brandy, she might be a thickums, but nobody's like viewing her as a thickums. You know what I'm saying? It's just Brandy. But as soon as Brandy's just like, you guys need to move the car because I don't want to park in the auxiliary parking lot. You're like, fuck, man. Brandy kind of fat.
I had no problem with you till now.
Yeah, now you're looking a little obese to me.
Brandy, maybe you need them extra steps.
That's what I'm saying too, man. You can't, look, I'm a fat guy. I can't go up to somebody and just be like, hey, can you do this so I don't have to walk as much? That makes me look double fat.
Yeah.
You can't look double. Don't go full fat, guys. God bless America.
You can waddle your ass on extra 15, 20 steps.
That's right. You heard it directly from Dylan from the Two Daddies Judging Baddies podcast. If you're fat, just walk and your life will get better. See you next time, guys.
Later.